Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing like a part 2 of my cream of mushroom soup recipe from yesterday. I had some mushrooms from Sam's Club that I needed to use up. I also had a plethora of onions. I have like a whole nother bag of onions on top of this that I needed to use. I had some milk that the expiration date was yesterday, which was the day I made the soup. So I needed to use that up. And I also had some heavy whipping cream that I needed to use up. All of these components are what you would need to make cream of mushroom. So stay tuned for the video. So I'm going to be sure to link the recipe to this homemade cream of mushroom in the description box. If you get to this video before I'm able to add the recipe or the actual video, it was actually the video before this. I think it's called like homemade cream of mushroom soup or how to make it or something like that. But this was really easy to make. I really enjoyed making it, and like I said, it was out of everything that I needed to use up anyways. These mushrooms were from Sam's Club and I bought so many of them, and it's kind of hard to go through mushrooms if you don't pre-cook them. But this is a pretty easy recipe. It's basically the onions, the mushrooms, some seasonings, add a little bit of flour, and heavy whipping cream, and also milk. I only used what I had on hand, and it actually came out delicious. I end up making a cream of mushroom rice recipe that we're going to add right now. So today I'm going to be making some cream of mushroom soup with rice. Now let me bring you over here. I have the cream of mushroom soup making homemade organically by me, that is. And we are going, if you want to see that recipe of how I made the cream of mushroom, the homemade cream of mushroom, it will be in the video before this. But today we are going to start off with some organic basmati rice. About a cup and a quarter of rice. And normally the brown rice doesn't have a lot of starch on it, so I'm just gonna rinse it just a bit. All right, I had to stir my cream of mushroom over there. But you see how it's like really no starchy water? I just want to make sure it's no bugs, no. At this point, I could do the finger method of how to cook rice, but I'm just going to take this cup, 1 1/4 of rice. So I'm going to add 2.5 cups of water. And I'm going to put this on the eye. And I'm going to turn this up to almost high heat. And I'll be back in a minute to show you what I'm going to add to this rice. Okay, so I am back with the update. This has been off, and I'm just sitting here letting it do what it do. But as you can see, the consistency looks like beautiful. And this is the way you make cream of mushroom soup. Vegetarian, of course. Okay, the cream of mushroom is doing just great. I am going to add a bouillon to this. And I am going to let that warm up. And this is what I'm going to cook my rice in, I would normally, if I didn't add that bouillon, I would normally add some garlic powder and salt, and at the end I would add a little coconut oil. But because we're adding this veggie bouillon, I'm just going to let that cook so that my rice would be seasoned, because I'm sure that we have more than enough seasoning in this homemade cream of broccoli soup. Don't forget, if you want to see the recipe for this, please look at the video before this. I should have it linked in the description, or maybe above, like somewhere over here, I don't know. FYI, I wanted to come back with one more tip. Normally I probably would have added butter or something like this, but because I cooked the onions and the mushrooms in the oil, it's that was enough fat to help with the recipe. So it's up to you if you want to cook your vegetables or add some butter or something later, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay, so it's trying to break down a little bit, but once I get this rice to a boil, I'm going to turn it down and I'm going to put the lid on it and kind of vent it a little bit. This lid has a vent on it, but it doesn't work. It'll still boil over. So what I normally would do is just put the vent side there and just put, you can see how I can have a little lip there. I will leave that open like that, and I'll let this rice boil. This is organic brown rice, so it will take a good 40-45 minutes to cook, but I am actually going to cook this to 35 minutes because I want it to finish cooking in the homemade cream of mushroom soup that I made. Okay, so it's finally coming to a boil. So give it one last little stir to make sure all that bouillon is incorporated good, and then I'm gonna put the lid like I said, and then we're gonna turn it down. I had it on 8. I'm gonna turn it down to like 2.5. This is my temporary home right now, so until my home is ready. And I wasn't used to electric stove, but I've been here for like almost 3 months, and I'm used to one now. So we're just gonna let that do what it do. If we need to add a little more water, we will, but I don't think we will, because remember, we're gonna add that to this. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this is getting thick and it's turned off. That's the rice that's on. And I added some more milk to it while it was sitting, because the rice here, normally I wouldn't stir my rice, but because it's brown rice and it's not very starchy, I'm just gonna okay, let's check on the rice. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be for a meal for tomorrow, but I have to taste this right now, even if it's not any broccoli or anything in it. Okay. Okay, I could get another spoon, but because this is gonna be a meal later, I just have, this is gonna be the spoon that I use. So we're gonna have a little bit of rice. Okay, this spoon has a, let me get a spoon that doesn't have a hole in it. And this is the mushroom soup. So let's see. Oh my goodness. So normally this will have like broccoli, like oh my gosh, or the spinach mixture that I showed you earlier. So let's let me taste it. Oh god. I'm sorry, I was smacking in the camera. Guess what? I don't need the broccoli. I don't need anything. But if I want to be a little more healthy, I guess I could. But oh my goodness. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I have to call my husband to tell him hurry up, come home for this, because it's so good. Cream of mushroom, homemade cream of mushroom soup. Make sure to go follow. I'm sorry. To go watch my other video. The link is in the description, or it's like somewhere here or something where I'll link it. But oh my goodness, this is so good. Good vegetarian meal. Why does it look like I have corn here? I don't know. But I don't. I don't know. It's delicious. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, thank you so much for bearing with me while you heard me eat. But at this point, it's the next day and the rice was cold. I cut up these broccoli stalks first and kind of gave them a head start in the water. At this point, I wish that I would not have done that. I wish that I would have steamed the broccoli separate and warmed up the rice with the cream of mushroom, because I think I would have had a better consistency, as you will see at the end of this video, which will be in like a minute. But overall, the taste was great. I mean, it was really delicious, but it just kind of changed. The rice didn't really change in texture. It was just the look changed in texture. At this point, I'm adding the broccoli flowerets, and I'm gonna throw a lid on here and just let that steam for a bit. Sorry for the no volume on here, but my husband was home and he was trying to have a conversation with me at this point, so I didn't want to subject you guys to our conversation. But at this point, I should have let that water cook out, or like I said, I should not have added so much water, or I should not have added this cream of broccoli to this water, but it still came out delish. But I'm going to add the cream of broccoli. At this point, I did not add this whole jar. I added about half of what was in there. And I think I let it cook for, or should I say warm up for about 10 minutes after this point, because I thought some of the water was going to cook out, but it didn't. It almost kind of still looked like this once it was done, but it was warm through. The broccoli was good, and here's how it turned out. Like I said, I don't know about the consistency. It kind of looked a little oatmeal-y, but overall, it was a great taste, and I would do it again, just a little differently. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.